Inconsistent.
Why would it be illegal to collect rainwater? Make that make sense real quick.
See, this is okay. So this is what I understand. That's why I'm like, who said it was illegal? It's not strictly illegal to collect rainwater, but there are specific restrictions or conditions regarding how it's collected and used. Meaning, you could collect it, but you can only use it to water plants or clean.
You can't collect it to sell it.
You can't sell it. Exactly.
It's always like that. It's just like weed.
Yeah. So sometimes I see posts like, who made it illegal to fucking collect like conspiracy theories are like that.
That would be a
They
conspiracy.
made it illegal to collect rainwater. Like, who the way? I've never heard of that in my life. In Puerto Rico, that's how they get water. Everybody has a freaking balde next to the house collecting the fucking rainwater.
I was about to say my uncle's wife, widowed wife, she would leave baldes in the backyard. She would leave baldes in the backyard and collect the water, and she would use it to clean, to mop.
Yeah. They take it, they throw it in front of the building, and they start sweeping the floor in front of the building.
No, like she would mop inside because she pays for the water in the whole building, so she would just use that to everything except maybe she even showered. God only knows.
I mean, even if I was to collect rainwater, let's say I did it to drink, I would just run it through a filter. Like I do my regular house water.
Yeah, we're not drinking the regular
water.
water.
Pour it right into the filter, let it filter through.
What kind of filter you use? You got some bougie shit, right?
No, I don't even know what it's called.
You don't even know what it's called?
We used to have one called a Berkey.
A Berkey?
Berkey. Look it up. Shit is crazy expensive.
It's like the tin can one?
Yeah.
The metal one? What was special about it?
I don't know.
And why did you stop using it? It was annoying?
I just didn't like it. It took out all the flavor. It tastes like nothing. Water has flavor. Right? You ever notice that? When you drink out of a Brita, it tastes different than if you drink out of a puree or whatever it's called. Same thing like if you buy Aquafina versus Poland Spring, they taste different. You ever notice that? Like when I get water, like if I get a water bottle from McDonald's, I feel like it tastes disgusting. It's the Aquafina.
Yeah, Aquafina.
A lot of them taste the same, but there are some of them that's like, no, that's no good. You know. Also, cold water tastes better than hot water.
That's unless you're putting tea in it.
Yeah, unless you're putting tea in it. Yeah. But I like my water room temperature personally.
So
Look how
small we are. What is that called? Oh my gosh, the reverse osmosis is supposed to be the thing, right? It has 3 different filters. You got to install it under your sink with a little spout, whatever. They made a pitcher version. It's like the large Brita thing. It's like maybe like a 2-3 gallon, whatever. But it has a 3 mini filters, and I'm thinking about getting that. But it's like $300. I'm like,
yeah.
It removes the fluoride and whatever in the water, and I'm like, bro. If I'm still alive after 44 years of drinking,
yeah, seriously,
and most of those years, I would say half were with no filter. No, not even a little bit more, less than half.
It's fine.
I'm still kicking it. You know what I mean? I mean, we're dying. We're definitely dying.
We're dying either way. But there's people that think about the people that are dying now in their 90s.
They had
They had nothing. They were drinking groundwater. They were drinking worse than us. We're fine. We're fine. It's just that it gets in your head. People start freaking you out. You're like, oh my god, they got freaking this in the water. Oh my god, why would they put fluoride in the water?
You know, when the whole alkaline shit, the pH and whatever.
Yeah.
I know you're not big on any of this, but I do follow that, where I'll mix it in with the regular, and then I'll have the high alkaline. But I always cook with the least amount of pH.
Uh-huh.
But in the coffee has to be the neutral. It's a whole, it's a
science.
It's a science, but a lot of it feels like it's in your head.
It feels like magic.
It's just like you're convincing yourself that this is the way.
We all got those things, but I'm still, whatever. I don't care about that. It's like whatever. The only thing I don't like about faucet water, it depends. It depends on the building. If it's an old building, I'm like, all right, it needs to be filtered. If it's a newer building, it's like it's fine. The pipes are new. If it's an old building, it's like those pipes haven't got looked at in 50 years. They gotta be some buildup in there, some plaque.
That buildup might actually be a filter in itself for your ass.
So for like my building, I'm like, we gotta filter it. But like if I go to a building built in the freaking 70s, it's fine.
This building is old.
Yeah.
Right? We looked it up once, I think.
I don't know.
You sent me that. I think it was you that sent me that that link that tells you how old the houses are.
Yeah.
So I think this is like in the maybe 70s.
70s ain't bad.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
They had standards.
And those pipes definitely got upgraded because they did some.
But when they have like the old buildings built in the freaking 40s, there's no standards. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They had buildings that mean you're like, okay, you got to stack the rocks this way. But like the pipes and all that, they were like, just do it. You're fine. Just do it.
And you ever notice when they changed the filters or they changed the pipes in the street? Like this is in Brooklyn. I remember this a lot. Where they would be redoing they'll tear up the whole block and it's like a whole pit. You're like, what the? This is crazy.
Well, you ever seen when they first opened the fire hydrant? It comes out brown.
That's what I was about to say.
You're like, oh my
Even
God,
in your house, it's brown.
that?
It's like, oh Lord, I need to get a filter.
We've been drinking that? Holy crap. And sometimes you don't notice it until you fill up a lot of things with water. Like a big thing. Like if you fill up your bathtub with water, you look at it, you're like, it's kind of brown or yellow a little bit. That's not good. You know? But if you drink a cup, you don't even notice. You're like, ooh, yum. It's delicious.
So what's your favorite bottled water? If you go to the refrigerator.
I always go for Poland Spring.
We always go what?
Poland Spring. I always go Poland Spring.
I always kind of default there too. And Poland Spring, I've tested the pH balances on Poland Springs. And that should be like 9.5 down to like, no good. And it's like, it's not consistent.
Different locations, that's why. It's just one brand.
The name,
So
but they get the water from whatever's cheaper.
They don't care, yeah.
For that year, it's like wine. Let's see 1994.
Yeah. It's different locations. They don't care. They're just putting labels on it to sell it to you because you're buying the brand. You're not buying the water.
Right, you're buying the bottle. You're not even buying.
Because there's a
water.
guy, he sells water in like a carton, and the carton has advertisements on it. But he just, he doesn't even sell it. He gives it away. He's like, just take it. It's free water. And they're like, how is it free? He goes, it's because companies pay for the advertisements. So they pay me for the advertisements. That's how I make money to put the water, and I just give the water away for free. And people are like, free? I don't know. They don't trust it.
Yeah.
They're like, I'll pay the $1. I trust that.
Unless you're poor.
But you know what's interesting about it, if you think about it? Getting stuff for free, people don't trust it. But if you pay, they trust it. Because they know intuitively, if you're paying, there has to be some kind of standards behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They put some effort.
Yeah.
There was, conscientious.
Because they want you to pay money. So they're like, okay, they leveled up something.
They earned this. Yeah. So they did.
But if
something.
you're giving it away, they're like, it's probably just faucet water. Oof. Yeah. And that's why socialism doesn't work.
Shut up.
Capitalism works.
Shut up about that. There was a factory. I remember this as a kid because it had me like, wow, I can't believe this is happening. Where they were giving away boxes of potato chips, bro. And I was like, yo, seriously? A whole like Frito-Lays, like a whole box. And we were like, my mom had us go separately, like we were separate kids for separate families, to get as many boxes as possible. And I'm like, damn, why is it free? And I'm like, because it's expiring in 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why it's free. Oh, guess who's having a lot of potato chips in the next 2 days?
When you go to the church and they give you free food, sometimes they get those donations from places that are like, it's expiring soon. Just don't give it away.
Yeah, I think it's like Whole Foods that does that, right?
Yeah. You know who else does it? Damn, I forgot the name of the place. Where you order food and they give it to you in a package and it gives you instructions how to cook it with all the ingredients.
Oh, like Blue
Moon?
That's a beer, sir. Blue Moon.
Blue Apron? Is that what it is?
Blue Apron, I think it is. Yeah, something like that.
So when you go to that, they give you the box. And you're like, ooh, nice. I make this meal for free.
I went, for my son's birthday, I went to Airsoft. So at first I asked my son, I was like, do we shoot each other? And I don't know why he didn't understand the question, but he was like, no, are you crazy? That's insane. I was like, right, yeah, that sounds crazy to me. You're shooting each other with airsoft. Like, I'm thinking paintball, yeah. You know what I mean? We've done that, right? He's never done any of it. So we get to the thing, and thankfully I had enough, like, clothes to layer up. And he's like, yeah, we're going to be shooting each other. I was like, bro, I asked you this if we were doing this. I was like...
Did you think they were shooting targets?
Yeah, I thought it was like an obstacle with, like, shit that popped up. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. But luckily I had jeans on, and then I had sweats that I threw over. I had, like, a real thick-ass sweater thing. So it was enough. But he was like, oh, Dad, let's go to Dick's and get a cuff to protect, I'm like, bro, I feel like you're going a little too hard.
Yeah,
but
just don't shoot me in the nuts, bro. What the hell? Why are you aiming for me?
He's like, he wants to have kids. I'm like, I wouldn't mind a grandkid. So I was like, all right, let's go
Just
protect your
just
nuts.
tie a towel around your waist.
I mean, I feel like he was double layered too. So I'm like, I feel
You're
like
fine,
with the
you're
double
fine,
layered,
you're
it's fine. But whatever.
how
we
many
went,
times you go to paintball without none of that? You just go in raw.
when we went there, I feel like I was looking at everybody's crotch. I was like, nobody got freaking. But whatever. We got a $50 pair of cuffs for his balls. And we went in, freaking sweating balls running around trying not to get shot. So I got all these freaking I got shot in my hand. I got all these marks of getting hit. But
you ever seen videos of it? Some people like really invest in the special guns.
Oh, bro, they were that's what all these people getting me.
like,
really,
you see the bullets flying in the air.
and some of them had like the neon green bullets, so you would see it.
Oh, that's so fun.
It was kind of fun. It's good to go with a group. Anyway, so for his birthday, he wanted an airsoft gun. I spoke to his mom, did the thing, and I'm like, I went on Amazon. And Amazon's like, according to state laws, we can't deliver this.
You can't ship it yet to New York.
You can't ship it to New York.
You can ship it to another state and bring it in.
So the website that he got it from was like, oh, we label it as a prop. That's how we get away with shipping it to New York, because it's a prop.
Yeah.
So he brought like a.
I still got my pump rifle.
Yeah, I still got the.
But I got it with the metal bullets.
Barely works. Wildin'.
Yeah. I'm dying to freaking use it, but there's nowhere to use it around here. It's hard to even shoot anything. Even in my backyard, I'm looking for squirrels. I'm like, oh, if I missed a squirrel, it's gonna go to that building, so I can't.
Talking about guns in New York State, there's been an increase of people getting the conceal and carry.
I hope so.
I told you there's a sign all over the place that I thought it was a what is it, politician like advertisement, but nah, it's for.
You better do it now before Mandani shuts it down.
Yeah, he's about to get in there, right?
He's almost in there.
Trump wants to meet him.
Good, he should.
Trump was like, you got to come to me though.
Come to the White House.
Because I'm the president.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. So.
I don't know. Mandani came off as
antagonizing
to Trump. Siebel was like, I'll talk to him. We'll work a deal out. I don't understand the problem. This is politics. Mandani was like, no deals. No, I don't want to talk to him at all. Yeah. We'll see.
You ever get these messages from Coinbase that says your withdrawal code is...
Yeah, it's fake.
It's fake, right?
Every time I see it, it's fake. You know what I do? I go straight to Coinbase. I just log in. No problems? We're good. All right. That's it.
Yeah. That's
one time I got one from Chase. I was like, oh, no. And I didn't even click on the thing. I went straight to Chase.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's nothing. We're fine. We're fine. Well, I'll just change the password real quick. It's just they want you to click on their link. You know what I mean? Because then they can somehow they do something to your phone.
Yeah.
That's why immediately I delete it and report it.
Yeah. What else is going on recently?
They do with pictures too, you know that, right? If they send you a picture and you like click it to zoom in, it gets you.
I got the we know what you were doing on your phone if you don't send me $2,000 in Bitcoin.
And I'm like, oh, me too, I know. I've been doing it actually.
Do you want to do it together?
Nice. All right.
What else is going on? Real quick? The game. We watched the
Puerto Rico Dominican game.
We watched the game,
it was exciting and fun. I actually had a great time.
I did.
One of the things we mentioned.
It was just you and Eddie and his wife, or you had more people?
My sister-in-law, my wife,
You had a whole squad.
Yeah.
I was gonna come over with Shorty.
And then I had a few guys from my job there too. There was one of them was like a little bit further down. The other one was like by third base. So it was fun. We got to meet up.
Yeah, I was gonna come through with Shorty, but she was holding down all the rows we had that were empty, which was kind of cool because we kind of like spread out, like, put our stuff in the next chair type ordeal. But it got rowdy during like when DR scored 5-2. Like the whole row behind us, there were a whole bunch of ghetto people that just pulled up. Like, they're smoking weed, they're vaping. 2 fights broke out in the 4th inning.
Oh, they did?
So not physically, but it almost got to that point where it was like a group of dudes, and the 2 black dudes were arguing with the 2 Puerto Rican dudes. They're all Puerto Ricans, but just I'm doing race. I'm doing color. The 2 dudes in the back started screaming like, "Go ahead, that's my brother. That's our brother you're talking about." So the two black dudes ahead were like, he was pushing him. I was like, oh, it's about to go down, and I'm next to it, so I was about to put Shorty in the way to like block me, so I don't get involved in that. But the two black dudes were big enough to like just walk out. They left, cool. But then the two brothers started arguing
with each other.
And they almost went at it, bro. It was so annoying. And then by the fifth inning, like I looked at Shorty and I'm like, we out. She was like, thank God you said that, because I was like, I felt like it was about to pop off with the whole rowdiness and the whole people right behind us. I was like, yeah, we're out. So we dipped.
I had a good time.
I didn't like the fact that she didn't like the fact that they cut off the bar at the fifth inning.
I didn't know they did that either.
I didn't know that either. Yeah. Supposedly, somebody was telling me that it's not an official game, so it doesn't continue. So it's like whoever hosted the event, can have to pay extra to keep that running. But I'm like, I feel like the real motive behind them closing it off was because they knew the ghetto people were gonna start blasting off.
Yeah, because the game doesn't really count. It was just like a skirmish.
And that's why I text you what was the end score, because I was like, I couldn't find the score online at all. Yeah. AI the score. It kept giving me the official game that happened in February. Yeah. I'm like, boo.
Well, Eddie was telling me that they only brought the game to New York because that guy was going to retire. Robinson Cano. He was retiring.
That was a whole ceremony.
Yeah, but that's why they brought the game. That's why they even had the game.
Because of him?
Because of him.
I was like, damn, they called ice on that guy. That's fucked up. Oh, I get it. Okay, that kind of makes sense, because I was kind of looking at Shorty like, she was like, bye. Leave already.
Get it over with. Come on.
Go, get out. But it was good. It didn't rain. Like, the weather wasn't too bad.
But it was cold.
It was cold, but it wasn't as bad.
I was looking at the field. I'm like, those niggas are not used to this. They're freezing.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. They definitely, that's a fact.
They're freezing.
But it was good. I hope they do another one. It would be nice to do one in the warmer season. I'll go again. Because what I mean. How did you go to the festival beforehand, or whatever the little?
We walked around a little bit. They called it a block party, but it was just basically
tents with food set up. Here,
yeah, selling stuff, giving stuff away. Yeah, it's fun though. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, they look the same.
Yeah,
same shit. Yeah.
It was the guy that Shorty brought a hat from. He was like. He was like, Puerto Rico, Dominican, which one you?
Yeah, it don't matter. Yeah,
we're here to make this bread.
And there was a lot of half Puerto Rican, half Dominicans, which is also fun.
So initially, I had bought my ticket. I was going to buy my tickets off of Ticketmaster, and the total was going to come out to like $350. And I'm like, okay. I didn't buy it. I was like, I was gonna have Shorty from our church go, but I didn't reach out. I was like half-assing it because I went paintball with my son the night before. So I'm like, geek. So I'm chilling online, and whatever. Shorty's like, oh, mentioned it, but we were fighting last week, whatever. And I'm like, stop playing. You go. And I was like, because I kind of wanted to go and experience it. So she was like, yeah. Bro, at 5 a.m, the day of, I'm online looking for tickets. Somebody puts me onto another website. I pay $50 for each ticket. And I was closer than the $300 tickets from Ticketmaster. Great, yeah. So I was like, bro. When I saw that tickets, first of all, was still available, I was like, all right, bet, this is cool. But it was a good game, good experience, good ambience until it gets crazy at the end.
The only thing I wish, like, they sold stadium food, and I wish they would have been like, all right, we're gonna sell, rice and beans with some freaking pernil. They should have did that. Honestly, that would have been great. People would have been like, this is fantastic. You know what I'm saying?
I just seen a chef, I guess, or somebody who was just a stupid meme. I really can't scroll like people do, but the guy made arroz con gandules and pernil into a sneaker. Like edible. Like, he broke it up like, bro, we're doing too much.
Yo, you know what's funny? I sent it to you.
You did?
And it's AI. It's not real.
First of all, watch somebody try to do it though. What? They're gonna grab it con el pegado, whatever you call it, and they're gonna try to make one themselves. I'm pretty sure. So good. Talking about AI, when I was hanging out with, we went to go see the fight, the UFC fight, that same night, and and we were messing around in the chat, and one dude was like, because I sent like an ugly picture of her to the group chat, so she got mad, and the other dude in the chat was like, stop messing with my homegirl. I'll make a picture of you. So there's another guy that's been taking AI and without asking, he's been taking pictures of people in the group chat and doing things like with him around them, and like, you know, and then he wrote like, the only thing I can't do is turn it into nudity. Like, yo, bro, you're like mad perverted. You're throwing yourself out there. Like, what are you doing? So
stop being a weirdo.
Stop being a weirdo, bro. So homeboy sends a picture of me and her. We were at the bar. We took a picture together, and he was like, yo, take the picture and take the they call me the basement. Take the basement and turn him gay, bro. They put me with a white dude behind me, standing behind me eerily, and then I turned my head to make out with him, and they sent it. Shorty got tight. She's like, you creepy mother, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh no.
And you were like, calm down. That's actually a real video. I really did that. Just take it easy.
What's his number? Yeah, so there are some people that are convinced that this AI stuff is gonna like ruin people's lives, and I'm like, I don't see that.
Of course it will.
I think some people are gonna be dumb, you know. Like I believe the whole sneaker with the Gandule.
Yeah, but right now, look, we're in the infant phases. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just started doing this within the last year, 2 years.
Right.
So just imagine in 5 years from now how realistic it's gonna be.
Right, but what I was telling her was that I was like, first of all, I didn't take it to heart because it's just a game. Obviously it's an AI picture. Like I'm not offended by it. You know what I mean? It's not like back in the day when you said somebody was gay and like you're fighting. But my thing was also they have to come out with some law that says that, you know what I mean? You gotta. They're already doing it. Like Instagram, what we were doing in YouTube, it was like you have to mention whatever is if it's AI generated. You know what I mean? So that's what it's gonna be. If you don't,
I saw something where they want to do like biometric scan or something.
Biometrics.
They want to be like, you have to add something to the data to say this was made by a human or this person is a human. But that goes into like the
privacy,
the government freaking knowing everybody's DNA. Like people get weird about stuff like that, you know.
Fingerprints.
Yeah. In China, they already do that stuff. In China, when you go to buy something from the store, you don't need no credit card. You just hover your hand over a thing, and it scans your hand. And
right. There's a social score system that they have over there, right?
And people are like, "Oh, look how futuristic it is." I'm like, "Yeah, we could do that here, but nobody wants that.
No.
We'd rather just keep our cards the way we have it. We're fine. Scanning your phone is just as good. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be like, oh, they're gonna frame this guy. He was here that day because we have his fingerprint, or, you know, his handprint scanned on that store that day at that time. You know what I mean? It's too much.
Yeah, but in a way that's kind of good because it's like if I'm getting accused of something, it's like, nah, I was definitely at 7-Eleven. You could check my bio history. Your bio history.
Yeah, that's what. I'd rather just stay the way I am. Not. That reminds me of the joke. You ever seen it? I forgot who it was. He was saying, imagine you walk into the park drinking a soda, and you throw your soda over the bush, and you keep walking, and it lands on a dead body over the bush.
Oh,
and all of a sudden, now you're convicted of.
That's
murder.
what happened to the Go-Go Beach murderer. He left his pizza box.
Who the hell is Go-Go Beach? I never heard of this.
What? You don't remember back in the day they found mad bodies along Long Island?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Go-Go Beach murderer. They caught him with his pizza box. DNA on the pizza box with one of his victims.
He got so used to murdering, he's like, I'm just going to get a snack while I'm killing these people.
He was hungry. It takes a lot of energy to take a body out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll figure it out. We have to figure it out. And yeah, they're going to be dumb people that fall for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Eddie said he got on the wrong bus.
Wow. That's how it is out here. So what else you got other than that? Shutdown is back. Everybody's going back to work.
Is it over?
It's over. So they're saying that the airlines, for example, are at, normal back to before it was a strike. So we're regular. That it took a little long because they wanted to make sure they had the right staffing before they pulled out all those planes.
What do you want to eat? What did you say?
What do I want to eat? Did you just ask
what
me?
did you say? Staffing planes?
Right, they want to make sure that the staffing was adequate before they start, pulling out extra flights. So the staffing is in. People will get back to work.
Talk about TSA and
all those people, and that they're supposed to be getting their first back pay, like 70% of it. They should be getting it this week.
Did anybody notice any interruptions during this? I didn't notice anything different.
It's crazy because the day before, my boy went out to Colombia, and the airport was empty. And usually there's a little crowd, and then he was like, yo, hang around for a minute, do a lap around I didn't, I just went. He was like, just to make sure that my flight isn't canceled and whatever. He was like, nah. He was like, it was actually the smoothest. Yeah. And because the government, like literally Trump was signing the bill that they sent him to reopen this joint, and while he was there, the airport had opened up the food court. They opened it up. It was like, complimentary to grab whatever you want for free. So
because probably nobody's buying that. Like,
nobody's buying. Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, everything's back regular. The government's back. So
you heard of the what is it called? The steam machine.
The steam machine.
Steam machine. You ever heard of steam?
I love steam. I'd use it when I froth my milk.
All right. You ever heard of the Steam Deck?
The vacuum?
Okay. All right. We're getting somewhere.
I feel like I'm not. I feel like I'm
we're
close
getting
enough.
we're narrowing down to there's a spot where the original originates. All right. So you have Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, Sega at one point, all these systems, right? And obviously, that was so funny.
You're talking about video games now, so I'm like, wait, I was off.
Yeah. No, it's good because I know you don't know certain things, so I got to go back to the beginning of it.
This guy's an asshole.
Even though they had all these consoles kind of fighting who's going to be the top, PC was over there on the side doing their thing.
Your PC's always been like, right? Whatever.
PC's never left. They've just been quiet.
PC was like, we got way more buttons than you guys do.
So eventually, PC has like a store, almost like an app store that we have on our phones. PC has their own store called Steam. You ever heard of this?
Steam Valve. Okay. I feel like it used to be Valve.
All right. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So Steam has been quietly just working on its way on the PC. Again, all these consoles are kind of fighting each other. PlayStation puts their games out on PlayStation and PC. Xbox put their games out on Xbox.
Might as well make that extra.
PC. So PC's getting all of them.
Yeah, you're like, you guys keep fighting. Yeah, I'll be right here.
We're fine.
Send me what you got.
So eventually, they made the Steam Deck, which is like a handheld PC, basically, that you could play Steam games on.
I'm in the vacuum still. Go ahead.
All right. So the Steam Deck they make their own operating system. So it's not Windows or anything. It's Linux based. So they have their own operating system, and their store is the Steam store. Whatever, I don't even know what they call it, the Steam. And you buy your video games just like you would on a PC. So maybe on Xbox the game is $65, but on Steam it's only $30. Because PC, a little bit less expensive. Or there's even deeper sales, something like $5, like crazy. And also sometimes they give it away for free. So the Steam Deck has been, accumulating a lot of buzz because it's wired. It's a handheld, so you can bring it anywhere you want. Their operating system wasn't there yet, though. Steam Deck. People were still kind of like, oh, it's a little clanky, it's a little weird. But you could also, because it's a PC technically, you could load Windows on it, and you could use the Windows, operating system for it. So the past few years, people have been, going back and forth, messing with it. Steam finally, between updates and getting feedback from the community, they've got it down packed. Their operating system is perfect now. Everybody loves it. Like, it's beautiful. So they came out with now, instead of just a handheld or a computer, they made a system that you could plug into the TV now. And they give you a remote, like a PlayStation. And like now you can buy it on Steam, the games you want, for way cheaper. And they get PlayStation exclusive. Now we got that too. Xbox exclusive, we got all of them actually.
So it stayed the middleman, but with its own console in case you don't got a powerful computer.
And basically, they've been collecting all the freaking Infinity Stones, and now they're like, we got them all. We got everything now.
The Infinity Stones.
And we got it so down packed that you don't even need to know anything about computers. You pick it up like a PlayStation. You want to buy it? The store's there. You want to play it? Just play it.
So it acts like a traditional console where you just plug and play.
And supposedly the system, like the graphics and all that, is way better than everything else.
Right.
So they've been quietly building this up, and they put it out, and they're like, now
Merry
all the systems are screwed now. Not only are you think you have exclusives, we have them too. We sell them for cheaper, and our system's better. So
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Wow, you planning to get one?
I plan on getting it. Yeah.
How much is it?
Well, right now the price I saw right now is like $600.
Nice.
So we'll see. Well, it's not official yet. That's the estimated price, $600.
And it's not official when it's actually going to be sold.
Oh, and the best thing about it is
gotta be now.
You want to upgrade your system, just like you would a computer. Just buy the parts, open it up, plug it in, done. So they made it like a PC basically.
Right.
You know, and you want a new case. We got different cases. Take it just like a computer. Take it apart, put it back together. Different case.
It's like that phone that had the different parts that you remember you could just swap out.
They never made.
That they never made. That you're still
They've
thinking
been
about.
teasing us for years.
For years. Look like a bunch of Legos. Yeah, that's what's up. I get that. That makes so sense. And what a monopoly. I guess maybe that's a wrong word, but what a smart move of always being the middleman. Like, yeah, send us what you got. Each platform, and then to turn around and be like, bang. You think they could do anything about that? Like PlayStation could be like,
no, because
PlayStation doesn't make the games. It's Activision. It's all these other third.
So they
parties.
have they already made it for
They
them.
already got their contracts.
They got their contracts. They don't
with
care.
the game makers. That was smart. Smart. I haven't had a console in such a long time, but something like that, I'd contemplate.
I think I might actually get it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I gotta get a new PC because this thing is dying.
Maybe next year.
This thing is in the dust.
This year I got my own things I gotta take care of.
Are you still using the Surface Pen? The Surface Pro?
Not really.
My son's pen got fucked up. Anyways, so what else you got news? That's it. There's nothing really going on. It's going to be Thanksgiving soon. It is Monday. Nothing crazy going on, which is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My favorite thing about Thanksgiving so far this year is that we do not know what we're doing.
Really?
And we're getting closer and closer. And I'm bringing it up. I brought it up twice already, like while we're hanging out, and everybody's getting mad. We don't know.
Stop asking.
He doesn't know where to go. She said, this, and I'm like, I'm just saying, we got to figure this out.
I for sure always have either. Last year was last minute my aunt's. I know I could go to my brother's if he's doing something. I haven't done Thanksgiving in solid 2 years at least. Like, so yesterday, the little church Thanksgiving potluck was probably the most I got in there. And I'm glad I got an Acapulco, bro. I was not mad at that situation. That with the coffee hit perfectly. I'm supposed to have a Friendsgiving, but I got to drive all the way to Pennsylvania. I might do that next weekend, but other than that, I ain't doing jack.
And we were going to talk about the Epstein files, but there's nothing. There's no real news.
God. What's boring about that is that people are still like, don't you get it? They're playing with our emotional strings here.
If there's even anything there, I actually hope that Kash Patel is like, I'm going to give out all the freaking files. And we're going to look through it. And they're going to be like, there's nothing in there. They're like, they've been using it as a freaking, carrot on a stick, messing with people.
Yeah, be on our side.
Yeah, vote
they're
over
the bad
here.
guy.
Vote over here. Vote over here. Yeah. And then what's going to happen? The conspiracy theory is going to go off the hook. They're hiding it. Oh, my God, the Trump administration is part of it. It's going to be full conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Right now, it's Trump saying, let it out.
Trump is like, whatever, I don't care. That's what it feels like. He's like, whatever, I don't. Let them figure it out. I got real business. This is nothing. It's real stuff here.
Yeah. The emails suggesting that he's involved or he's mentioned more. I mean, it's so vague.
I can write an email today.
Yeah, I know, but it's just so vague. And again, both sides are playing, don't use it, don't use it. With the $200 to $2,000 check that he's supposed to send
it,
out.
Please. Jesus Christ.
Is he gonna send it before Christmas? That's what people.
That's what I needed. Send it now.
But that's not what is strategic for him. For him and that side, it would be strategic to send it out. What I heard in October, right before the midterm elections.
So next year,
but in October, a check. Usually, you get the check during taxes, because it's already being.
Yeah.
They're already working, whatever.
Carrot on the stick.
So either you get it for Christmas, but it doesn't make sense to do it for Christmas because you're going to forget about Trump being the savior of your $2,000 check. He wants you to remember
also,
him.
from now to Christmas, it should be more than $2,000. If you talk about $2,000 now, by the time next year comes, it should be like $5,000-$6,000. You know what I'm saying? We're not... again, it's carrot on stick.
You could keep my check anyways. You're gonna do it because we'll call it even. Because I gotta file next year, so I'm using that business tax ID this time.
That's it. I don't got nothing for you.
That's it. I mean, and you know what? To be honest with you, it's actually not a bad thing that we don't have stunning breaking news. One thing that is annoying me too, besides the whole politics and the shutdown and all that other the Epstein files, the other thing is the Charlie Kirk thing. Candace Owens is going in. You think she'll get sued like this guy did?
Well, she's already getting sued. Let's start there.
She is.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's getting sued by the lady.
The wife.
The wife of the guy.
The wife of Charlie Kirk.
The French. No, the French. What is it? President.
Macron.
Macron's wife is suing him.
Right, because she's a man. I mean, she's a woman.
DK. We'll see.
Right.
Because I saw something where like years
But
ago,
you think
she
Charlie
filed taxes with the man's name, and it says male. So wait, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
So she's getting sued by Macron, another country, right? Is that another country?
Yeah.
It's another country.
Yeah.
What country is it?
Of France.
France. Our biggest ally?
France.
Gifter of the Statue of Liberty. But do you think she'll get sued by Charlie Kirk and what is it? The Daily What? No.
No.
Turning Point. USA. You think they'll get?
Why they're suing her now?
I don't think they are. But would you think they're gonna sue her, or his wife Charlie Kirk is gonna sue her for defamation? Like,
What
you know,
she say really?
that it was them, the Jews, that killed her, that killed Charlie.
What has to do with Turning Point?
I don't know, that they're behind it.
Think the Jews are gonna sue? All the Jews in America is gonna be like, all right, you're gonna get together and sue her. I wouldn't put it behind them, but still,
I wouldn't put it behind them either. But it does rub off like a
hit.
Alex Jones got sued because after the fact that they found the person guilty and he was talking about how it was fake.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was if that matters. Had Charlie Kirk said, "Oh, it's all fake," before there was an actual conviction of who did it, and you know what I mean? If it still could have been, you know, a lawsuit in his case. I don't know how that works, but for her, it's like she's apparently going off on all these like crazy ass conspiracy theories that his wife and Trump.
Listen, I don't see nothing wrong with digging deeper. I feel like that's okay.
But dying
it's the
on it.
conspiracy theories that come out after. It's like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna dig deep, and then quote unquote you don't find nothing, they're hiding it so good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no winning.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just let them dig. You know, and that's it. If nothing's there, nothing's there. Accept it. It is what it is.
They're gonna dig either ways.
Yeah. They're already saying Candace Owens, I think her husband's Jewish or something like that, or white. And they were like, oh, she's already, you know, she's a shill, whatever.
All right, well,
Yeah.
that's what we got. So, people, it's almost that time. Stay
logo.
tuned.
We got a new logo.
We got a new logo. Check it out. Stay tuned to what you call that? Stay tuned for our Thanksgiving episode coming up.
And many more.
So we out. Peace.
You have to get up?
Nah, I